TV and radio host, producer, entrepreneur, New York Times bestselling author. Our next guest has many titles. His latest book is Addicted to Outrage: How Thinking Like a Recovering Addict Can Heal the Country. I'm happy to welcome Glenn to the show this morning to tell us more. So good to see you. Thanks for making time for us today.
You bet.
So let's talk. We were chatting before we got started today, and it's so important, I think, to remember your roots. I want to know what it's like when you're driving around Tampa. You're back in town. You were for the weekend. What goes through your mind when you're driving around?
Stuff.
Okay, good.
Trying to remember where Kojak's is. It was weird. Just little things like flying in at night and seeing the city and not remembering how beautiful this city is. Driving in on the Selman Expressway on Friday and hitting a spot I completely forgot. That's where I was when I heard the first tower collapse, and it just kind of rushes back at you as you're going by. You
only spent about 2 years here in Tampa before obviously you took the national stage.
Yeah.
But this was life-changing for you, I'd imagine. What happened here, obviously 9/11.
Yeah, 9/11
was. Do you look back at this part of town and this part of your life as saying, whoa?
Oh yeah, my wife and I got married on January, I think, 3rd, and then I had to go on the air on January 8th, and I had moved away from my children. I was divorced, and I had moved away from my children, and I promised them that I would only do this for 2 years. My new wife, thought I was, she didn't expect anything, and she's like, and I said, I'm going to do this, and if it doesn't work, I'm going to I'll just be a chef someplace. And so 2 years into it, everything changed.
It worked.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your latest book, and I have to be honest, when you hear the title, Addicted to Outrage and getting people to get along, I think a lot of people are going, what is Glenn Beck doing writing a book about that? How is he going to unite people? Isn't he part of the problem?
I think we all are part of the problem.
Yeah.
We are all part of the problem. And if you can't admit that, then you're a bigger part of the problem.
Yeah.
Look at how we treat each other now on Facebook and Twitter and everything else. And I am very clear in the book. I take my...
That's your first chapter, I will say. Hi, I'm Glenn Beck. I'm an addict.
Yeah. And we have to take responsibility for our own actions. But there is, I was thinking about this the other day. Here we are at the end of 2018, 2019 right around the corner. And you're going to hear people go, boy, I'm glad that year was over. Why? Because 19 is probably going to be worse. I mean, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, the way we watch things, I don't think the American people are this way, but what you see on television and what you see in politics and everything else, it's just getting worse and worse and worse.
You say in your book, which really struck me, that outrage is more addictive than heroin. That's a huge statement. Explain that.
The way we are addicted to it now, you have companies like Google and Facebook and Twitter that have actually designed products and algorithms to preach right to our addiction. And you're getting hits of dopamine. And dopamine is what the slang word dope comes from. And you're getting that hit of dopamine and it makes you feel good. And between that and the fear that is going around, we're trapped in this cycle. We're being programmed by these big software companies, not in a nefarious way, but that's what they do, is hook you into that. We're receiving dopamine from all of the likes and the retweets and everything else. When I first started radio, I had to go out and find an audience. Now my audience has an audience.
Yeah.
And just as everyone would say, well, they're only saying that because of ratings. Well, how many people are saying it because they want retweets, they want likes, they want new friends? It is.
Little over 30 seconds left, and I'm the first one to say it. Listen, I host a morning TV show where everything's fun, and is it really possible, that old saying, can't we all just get along? Is that a possible thing for us to unite and be? I mean, is it realistic, I guess, to be so hopeful?
Yes, it has to be. Otherwise we fail, and what's the choice? I was here on 9/11. More importantly, I was here on 9/12 and 13 and 15th and 20th. I remember when we all were killing each other just the day before.
Yeah.
That's who we really are. We just, unfortunately, usually need tragedy to remind us.
I just was going to say, hopefully it doesn't take a tragedy, though, to make that happen. Thank you for your time this morning. Such a pleasure. We appreciate it. Again, the book is out now. Glenn Beck, Addicted to Outrage.
Thank you.